next session, which is with our associate partner, Citius Cloud. We have with us Mr. Ritesh Gupta, Managing Partner, Citius Cloud, and we have Manjot Singh, CEO and co-founder, Context IQ, sharing his perspective on demystifying Gen AI, crafting AI-first enterprise of the future. Let's welcome the gentlemen on stage. Let's have a round of applause for the gentlemen when they join us on stage. Thank you.
So good afternoon, friends. My name is Ritesh. I've interacted with a lot of you in the past from my earlier organization, and a lot of you have been kind enough to give me business when I was with a data management company and HCI vendor. CTS Cloud, I'm a managing partner in CTS Cloud. We are an IT services company, and we have been given a lot of IT services around containerization, cloud migration, cloud repatriation, data operation automation to our customers in BFSI and enterprise segment. Today, I would want to introduce Manjot Singh. So we have tied up with a company called Context IQ to bring solutions around Gen AI, AI, ML, and analytics to our enterprises in India. So Manjot, all over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. So there is a lot going on in the world of AI. And we had an objective today to learn what's going on in generative AI field. What are the kind of use cases being delivered across the industry? So I'll take a moment, just 10 minutes, to try to explain my perspective and what I have been observing across the industry. So just to begin with, I'm Manjot Singh. I've been traveling across the globe for past 10 years, working with CIOs and CDOs and CEOs in terms of setting up enterprises data lake, analytics operations, and AI platforms for Fortune 500. But the kind of excitement that I have been observing since past 2 years, since ChatGPT has been released, has been unparalleled. So business executives, wherever I'm traveling, they are having 3 key questions. What is generative AI? How can it help my organization? And finally, how can I see ROI on my investment? So these are the 3 key themes that I have been observing across North America. We are having conversations in Europe, Dubai, and coming to India, I have been having a similar conversation with CIOs and executives. So hopefully by the end of it, I'll be able to address all of these 3 key themes and shine some light on some of the use cases that we are working on. So just to begin with, the technology enthusiasts, AI scientists, researchers, they scrap the data, whatever data they could find, they can put their hands on, whether it was a textual, audio, video, and they used that data to create foundational models, or as we call them, large language models. Those large language models had 3 key distinct capabilities. Their ability to create content, be it audio, video, text. Second, ability to reason. If you ask a ChatGPT any question, it can derive at a solution, and it can probably give you a reason why it has reached at a particular solution. And finally, its ability to interact in a human language, something that software has never been able to do so far. So far, software has been playing in the deterministic realm, where you give an input, you are sure to get an output. But now, they can interact with you in a human language. Based on these 3 capabilities, there is a broad set of use cases that have been enabled. And those use cases can be interwoven into a wide set of enterprises applications. The first one being text generation. It can generate a lot of text based on the prompt that you give, summarization based on the documents that you share with generative AI large language models. Information extraction has been one of the biggest use cases, Q&A, and finally, chatbot. So if I step back, these are the broad set of capabilities that large language models or ChatGPTs of the world would have. Having understood what generative AI is, based on our experience, talking to a lot of clients, the kind of business impact that it can have. There are 3 broad levers that businesses can think of applying generative AI to. The first one is enhancing customer experience by using virtual chatbots or using agent assist for the contact center reps. And finally, personalization from the customer experience perspective. The second is productivity. From productivity perspective, we are seeing employee assistants helping employees to find relevant knowledge-based articles for their pain points. Automated report generation, as Jyoti ma'am was just talking about, one of the use cases, content generation and document processing for process optimization. For document processing, we have seen a lot of use cases in manufacturing and especially in insurance industry where there is a lot of unstructured PDF, Word document, and you need to get information out from those documents. Now the next question comes, okay, we understand generative AI, what kind of use cases it can enable, what is the business levers that we can pull, but how we can adopt generative AI within our enterprises. So there are fundamentally two ways you can do it. One, either you can pre-train your models based on the enterprise data set that you would have. That is very secure way. Your data is there. You pre-train your models based on that enterprise data. The second way is basically you can take an existing foundational model, let it be ChatGPT, Llama, Mistral, and do the prompt engineering, retrieval augmented, and fine-tuning. It is like you are having a brain, a ChatGPT brain, and putting it top of your enterprise data so that it is able to retrieve very contextual information that is very personalized to your enterprises. So what we have seen across North America as well as in India, a lot of organizations are adopting a model where they will choose a model specific to the use case, optimize it for the use case by using RAG or fine-tuning. Because pre-training a generative AI model from scratch, it's very cost prohibitive and you need a lot of resources in terms of doing that. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of use cases where we are working on and talking to our clients about. The first one is specific to an insurance industry. We are working with the North American insurance industry. What they have been doing is they have advisors. The advisors would go out and sell the policies very specific, personalized to the end consumer. Now, 6 months down the line, the consumer would come back. They would have a query about any policy document or anything. They would call the customer care rep, and contact center rep would have to go through the email chains, the PDFs, customer data, and whatnot to provide very specific information about the query. Now, there are two friction points. The first one is the customer has to wait for 15 to 20 minutes to get a response. Contact center rep has to go through a lot of documentation to process, ingest the data, and then provide a relevant response. And the second pain point was there is an institutional knowledge. A contact center, you can imagine it's a high turnout industry. People would come in, they get trained, and after 12 months, they would leave the organization. Now, when they leave, someone comes in, and you have to train them again. It's at a scale, it becomes a problem of its own. Now, what we are proposing and working on is basically having a data bot or a chat bot that would sit on top of all the enterprise data set specific to the use case about the policies. We will fine tune it and RAG, the RAG retrieval augmented generation. And instead of contact center rep going to the documentation, finding the relevant information, it can ask the question to the chatbot, and chatbot would go scroll through the data and will provide a very relevant response, and it can take that response back to the customer. Now, the whole time, from 15 to 20 minutes, the idea is to reduce it to less than 2 minutes. It improves customer experience, as well as if a contact center rep leaves the organization, there is no lack of institutional knowledge in that case as well. So that is a very specific use case that we have been working on. And these are not just the POCs. The world has moved on in terms of productionizing some of these use cases, and an AI assistant that has been released in the first month of its production release has been able to handle 2/3 of the customer services chats. That is equivalent to 2.3 million conversations, 25% drop in repeat inquiries, 2 minutes compared to the 11 minutes in terms of the average resolution time, and 40 million of estimated USD expected profit improvement in 2024. And our hypothesis is going forward over the next 2 years, every customer-facing organization will have some form of chatbot, smart chatbot based on large language models. The second use case, I'm just using my name there. As a Manjot, I don't look 28, but I just wanted to feel young, so I'm using 28 as my age. So working profession who has a banking need, retail banking customer, and I would need very personalized recommendations in terms of the mortgage or in terms of investment portfolios and whatnot. In order to create a really digital native experience for a retail banking client, as Jyoti ma'am again was mentioning, how do you create customer 360? How do you have all of the interaction across the enterprises and bring all of that together so that you can give them personalized money management situation, aggregated overview of daily activities, savings, investments, and recommendations? In order to do that, if there is one key message I want everyone in the audience to take away, every organization will become an AI-first organization, and almost every organization is on a journey to become an AI-first organization. And whatever those key strategic objective might be, could be improving personalized experiences, could be cost efficiencies, revenue, profitability, growth, whatever it could look like, you would need to have a modern data platform where you can bring in all of the enterprise data asset together at a scale in a secure and a governed way, and put it on, and then you have to have this middle layer in terms of the core data analytical capabilities, AI ML capabilities, and finally, capabilities for Gen AI-based use cases. So we have to build an ecosystem around all of these capabilities so that the AI-first organization of the future can be enabled. So we have already built a chatbot, financial assistant chatbot, some of the use cases that we were talking about, and we understand what it takes to build an enterprise-grade chatbot. So in terms of data security, accuracy, tech agnostic, role-based access control, single sign-ons, we have all of that enabled within our platform. I'll just take a second, and this is just an example based on HDFC and SBI unstructured data set annual reports. This is just for the reference purposes, and you can see as annual reports would have tables, textual data, as well as images, it is a very complex format data set that we have at the back end. And you can see it can provide very relevant responses. And we have also put guardrails in place so that if you ask a question that is out of context, for example, we haven't fed ICICI annual data, so if you ask anything from ICICI, it shouldn't answer it because it should be customized to your enterprise repository and data set. So that is the kind of guardrails we have put in place. Nothing, so no hallucination would happen. And this especially is an interesting question because if you think about comparison of SBI and HDFC annual performances, you would have to think through, there is multiple data hops that you have to do. You have to go through SBI documentation, you have to go through HDFC document, and pick up relevant information to prepare that comparison report. So that was a quick demo about the chatbot. So if you have any questions about, if you have so many ideas about generative AI, ML, or you want to take your organization at the forefront of AI revolution, we are here to help you. If you have any sort of questions, we are here at the booth. We're happy to help you and love to have you and have a chat with you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.